Well, tell us about your presentation.
It was fun. Basically went in on how to install and showed some examples of integration with AI using the new Gemini or Gemma 3 from Google. Gemma 3, not Gemini, is the source one. And it was fun. It was fun. I was cramming the day before to put together the demo part, of being able to drop stuff in a container in FileMaker and then have FileMaker push that by a API call to use your local LLM that you'd be hosting. And hosting for this particular session, I did Olama with Open Web UI as the front end, and it was super cool. I took a screen grab of some table data and dropped that in a container, and it output it to a JSON format, and then from there took it into HTML format, and from there I could open it in a web viewer and see it in a table format in the web viewer, and I didn't really have to do anything other than the initial scripting to submit those data API calls. So that was really exciting for me. With the models coming out new and multimodal models, it's really, I think, changing day by day, definitely, and really looking cool. Oh yeah, I did the cheese. I did an image. I like cheese, right? So Met Market in Seattle, they have some really good cheeses, and they have a cheesemongers that are there. And I bought some cheese, and I took a picture of just the cheese package and the information on the front. And I asked it to tell me about the cheese and tell me what it pairs well with, and it gave me this wonderful output talking about the cheese, where it comes from, what it pairs with, all of the different elements. And those are some of the things, like just from an image of a product, you can get all of this detailed information. So if you're working in marketing, your job's like half done. It's really cool.
Yeah, or I can imagine other industries where take a picture of an oil skimmer, and you can have a web page up with details about what it does and what it's used for and whatever in a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing how fast it takes a photo of visual data and converts it to structured data that you can display on the web.
Yeah, and it does a really pretty good job of doing text. So for hosting locally, it's really impressive. Of course, your cloud models, like if you're using ChatGPT or Claude, they're several months ahead. But what you're getting in the open source for local hosting, you just wait a few months. The models get just as good as they were. So you're maybe 3 months behind the trend. So if you can do it in ChatGPT today or Claude, give it 3 months, you'll have it in the open source, I'm pretty sure, So it's a fast-paced, exciting time to be working with AI.
So I really enjoyed Xandon's presentation because I had never heard of Velveeta cheese before. There's so many things you can do with it. It's amazing.
It was Manchego cheese. Gosh.
Slices in the individual wrapper.
How to pair it? Yes, what wines go well with Velveeta?
That's craft American cheese.
I think it's actually a product. I don't think there's any actual cow in it.
You can use it for lamination.
An industrial lubricant.
Yeah.
Like it's museum putty.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get
exactly
if the podcast goes live.
Right.
As long as you laugh, it's comedy, right? And if it's comedy,
that's right. We covered this already.
it's all good. So could we use that technique of dropping, a document or something into a container and processing it with the LLM to create dashboard modules?
You can. So if you're not having to worry about hosting locally, like I did this whole piece on a genealogy because I had a couple of genealogy books from my cousin had scanned in from the family's genealogy, and there's like 750 pages. I took them all, I used AI to write a little app that broke them out from the PDF that they were into individual pages and graphics, and then submitted those through an API call to have, at this time, it was Claude 3.7 to do the translation or transcription. And it did a great job. It did an awesome job. It cost me a little bit. It cost me like $20 in API calls, but 750 pages. And I'd already gone through trying to use Acrobat's OCR and other OCR software. And they put weird characters in there, screw it all up, formatting gets lost. Claude did an awesome job of putting that together. So then I compiled it all into a single document that I could throw into Google's Notebook LM, and created some podcasts from the documentation. So they're podcasters in Google's Notebook LM, which if you haven't used it, is really, really cool. They sit and talk about whatever it is you feed them. So I gave them these books, and they just were going on. You can interject and ask questions, and then they'll diverge onto different tangents. So if you're interested in particular storylines in the genealogy, now that it was in there, I could both share it with other family members so they could do the same thing. But then I could also ask questions about well, tell me about the wagons that so-and-so was using on that trail when it broke down. What exactly did that look like? And they would go into it, or tell me about that. What war was that they were in, and what area were they in? And because you're leveraging, large language model, it's the detail is incredible. Again, it gives you so much scope, so flexible. So anyway, it's really fun stuff. You can do that today, right? From FileMaker, push it into Claude. It's amazing, yeah. And for document scanning. I also did it because ultimately sometime in your life, you're going to end up with documents for court, and you're going to be like, I don't know, how should I respond to this? Or what's my best legal course? And hiring a lawyer to give you feedback on that is really tough. And the court documents, they're never in a digital format other than a PDF of the scans. So you need to transcribe it somehow. Again, having AI take care of the transcription, I had a really detailed document that I could then submit to AI to then ask questions and say, what does this mean exactly? What are the parameters? Break it down, analyze it. How can I respond to this legal matter, right? Without getting into my personal legal underpinnings, but super, super helpful. And if you're in a lawyer firm, doing it in a local LLM, for privacy is a big, big opportunity and big deal. So.